to welcome our public out there who are actually listening to us, who are following us in this meeting. Thank you very much. We are not going to waste a lot of time. We delayed the meeting by 15 minutes. We're still trying to find issues to ask you. And we battled, but yeah, with the AG who were with us right now before you came in, but they also told us a good story. So anyway, thank you very much. I'm Falaz Amdaka, the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Sports, Arts and Culture, and I'll request the honorable members to also introduce themselves, starting from my far right. And I believe there's a roving mic, and hopefully the cameras will also be able to follow the honorable members. I can see they're all over the show, but yeah, so it's over to you, honorable member.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good afternoon, MEC and your entourage. I'm Christina Mohale, a member of this portfolio committee.
Dimasari Watwote, I'm Doran Nenguda, member of this portfolio committee.
Tobela, linalaga ganata wa mawocha, kina member wa committee kialabo.
Through you, Chair, good afternoon to MEC and his team. I'm Franco Marx and I'm a member of this portfolio.
Jenny Malawana, a member of the committee. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We will also allow our staff members to introduce themselves, our support staff. If you can assist also with the roving mic so that our staff can introduce themselves as well. Can start the researcher.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Faith Mosutu, committee researcher.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Musia Mudiba, committee coordinator. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, including yourself there, the IT specialist.
Edzani Mangambi, IT.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. I will therefore hand over to yourself to also. There are other people at the back.
Staff members.
There are other staff members at the back there.
Okay, let me start with myself. Maurane Chidzebe, Communication Services.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Susan Malungana, ANC Study Group Coordinator.
Good day, everyone. My name is Letao Matu, support staff.
Good afternoon, Malulek Ntlubuko, MK Party researcher.
Okay. The others decide. Oh, they are with the MEC. So we have to then hand over to the MEC to also deal with the introductions.
Thanks very much, Honorable Chairperson, and greetings to members of the Portfolio Committee and officials. I'm Funani Jerima Seko, member of Executive Council, Sports, Arts and Culture, HOD.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. I'm Khatani Veronica Mukhonyana, the head of Department for Sport, Arts and Culture. We are accompanied by the members of the executive management of the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, and also other directors that are here. I'm going to hand over the mic so that they can introduce themselves. Thank you very much. Let me start with the Chief Financial Officer.
Thank you very much, HOD. Good afternoon to the chairperson and the committee members. My name is Mbasa Ngumla. I'm the Chief Financial Officer of the department.
Good afternoon, Chair and members of the committee. My name is Michael Moatse. I'm Chief Director, District Coordination. Thank you.
Thanks. Good afternoon, members and the MEC and other officials. My name is Pieha Maria. I'm the Chief Risk Officer, the Director of Risk Management. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name Fulupelo Rajkopa, Director, Strategic Management and Planning. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is John Lisiwa Namukonyama from Legal Services.
Good afternoon. My name is Homo Makhabusibushi. I'm the Acting Chief Director of Sports and Recreation Branch.
Thank you very much. You can give them, they have another mic, hopefully it's not working. You've introduced yourself.
Tabala Batampere. Nagan Nangwatus Lebalo from the office of the MSc. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Tebo Pashamsaga. I'm support staff in the MEC office.
Thank you very much. Now we know each other, all of us. There is no one who is working for the other world here. Thank you very much. We know each other. Thanks a lot. And I think that then gives us an opportunity, Honorable MEC, to hand over back to you again to deal with 5 issues that we are here for today in terms of the agenda which is in front of us. Maybe before we even proceed, I will have to formally check and move for the adoption of the agenda so that we are procedural by honorable members. The agenda is as it is there, session 2, 14:45 to 17 hour. Opening and welcome that I've already done. Roll call and apologies is circulating. Roll call is circulating. Apologies, I think we'll also check with our support staff in terms of who apologize. And now there's a briefing by the department which will deal with implementations of the committee resolutions and also SCOPA resolutions and also the annual report, annual first quarter report, performance report, and an update on litigations and cases, which is 9.5. And therefore, there will be questions and comments thereafter by members of the portfolio committee, and there will be announcement and closure. So can I get a formal move for the adoption of the agenda, honorable members? Honorable Dr. Malibana is moving. Thank you very much. Any seconder? Okay, Honorable Nenguda is seconded. Thank you very much. The agenda is formally adopted. So, Honorable MEC, I now hand over to yourself. We want to listen to you and your department in terms of, the reports as indicated there. They want to assist you with the mic so that your voice can be much more louder.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I was saying, Chair, we are just from executive meeting. One is just tired. However, we'll struggle to respond to issues as raised by this August portfolio committee. But allow me to formally, Honorable Chair, introduce Mam Khonyana as the newly appointed as at the 1st of September 2025. You will remember the HOD was May Ramkhopa. So she's on lurking pension or resign. And then we have appointed Mem Khonyana, the new HOD duly appointed by the Premier. Thanks very much. Yeah,
We believe she will continue
yeah,
where things are.
No,
She's been there anyway.
she's still energetic. I just sleep when she's there.
Yeah, you know she's doing the work.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
always
yeah,
find
yeah.
her even when we go to projects on the ground.
Yeah, but allow me, Chair, today I'm going to hand over a lot of things to her. I told her, well, I'm not well, I'm tired.
Yeah, well.
I've been crisscrossing Zimbabwe and Mosinaka, cross-country marathon over the weekend, the heritage, so I'm just tired, Chair.
No, we know that.
Yeah. But let me indicate, Chair, before we go into the gist, let me indicate that for the record, we have received that Bloemfontein report. The investigation report has been concluded. We have shared it with yourself, the Minister, the Premier, Department of Education, because we are partners. And also we have developed an implementation plan to implement that report. So we have delegated that to the administration to implement that report. We'll continue to update the portfolio committee in terms of progress thereof. But I can assure this House that we are not going to leave any stone unturned. We are going to make sure that the findings are going to be interrogated through hearings. Every person will be afforded an opportunity to come and prove for himself or herself on the matter in question. That's what I want to commit to the committee here and now. Secondly, tomorrow, Riako Heritage in Skukune. I hope the Premier has invited Gigi, the legislature. We are just doing it formally also here as a portfolio committee. Arieng Kwaro Wona, the beauty of the province in terms of our cultural diversity. Lastly, Chair, you have requested that we give you a report with regard to the challenges at Gianni Stadium. We have done that as an office and we have sent that report to your good self. You'll peruse it at the right time. You will interrogate. These are the three issues that I wanted to mention before we go into the matters. Allow me to hand over to the HOD to deal with progress with regard to implementation of resolutions, and she will be dealing with all the items, unless if there is a need for me to amplify some of the issues. Mem Khonyana?
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC, Honorable Chair, and Honorable members of the Portfolio Committee, support staff and executive management of the Department of Sport Arts and Culture, and the directors that are here at an SMS level. Honorable Chair will actually start with the progress in terms of the implementation of the resolution for the second quarter, third quarter, and a fourth quarter. And I'm quite sure that Member Diba will actually flag accordingly. Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Do you want us to start with, thank you, Honorable Chair? Okay, let me start with implementation. Honorable Chair, do you want us to wait? Yes. Do you want us to wait so that she flag, because he's now flagging a different report? Yes. Let's flag the resolutions. Apologies, Chair, just a second.
Okay, we're waiting for the slides on the screen. Wrong slide came in. There are many slides, there are many reports that we're supposed to deal with. Is that the correct one?
Yes, that is the correct one.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. That is the correct one. The number of resolutions were taken in relation to quarter 2 of 2024-2025 by the Portfolio Committee. Honorable Chair, I'll go through the resolutions, but I'll summarize the resolution, but I'll be thorough in terms of the responses that we have provided. The first resolution that was taken by the committee was that the department should provide a comprehensive report and detail the number of arts practitioners that were capacitated in Q2, and furthermore, we should then provide a list of all individuals that we have actually trained in Q2. And the response, we indicated that we have fully implemented the resolution. The reason is that the department, through the Arts and Cultural Directorate, capacitated practitioners in the industry in the following manner. In July 2024, we capacitated 208 arts practitioners in the cultural domain of film. And on the 23rd of August, we capacitated 121 practitioners in the domain of craft, and we concentrated on women at Jack Waters on the 23rd of August 2024. We provided the dates, Honorable Chair, so that it can be very clear that these are the dates that we use to capacitate our arts practitioners. On the 23rd of August 2024, we capacitated 28 book writers or book authors at Viatladi High School. And on the 30th of August 2024, at Kutsakeni Primary School, 28 writers also were capacitated in terms of writing of books and publishing of books. And on the 23rd of July 2024, we partnered with LEADER. We capacitated 102 artists in Polokwane Municipality using our provincial archives. And on the 31st of July 2024, we went to Mopani District at Relela Community Hall, and we trained 75 artists in matters of compliance. And on the 23rd of August 2024, we capacitated 39 practitioners or artists in Skukune at Moses Mabota Hall in relation to compliance when you register your business as an artist, meaning we concentrated on business registrations, SARS registration, and all compliance matters that are needed for business registration. And on the 30th of August in Waterberg District, we capacitated 90 artists also in the area of theater performance, and also when they're supposed to apply for funding, we gave them a training. On the 13th of September 2024 at Koroni Hotel in Vhembe District, this number is actually very high than any other number. We capacitated 445 artists in partnership with National Lottery Commission and also in partnership with the Department of Labor and also with Vhembe District Arts and Culture Council. Then lastly, on the 26th of September 2024, we capacitated 44 artists in Polokwane using our provincial archives. So that resolution is fully implemented because we actually capacitated all the artists that we have mentioned. We have also provided a list of the artists that we have actually trained. The resolution number 2 that was actually reached by the portfolio committee is that the department should provide a detailed report on its GBV awareness. In that quarter, we reported that we achieved a number of GBV awareness. Then the committee requested a detailed report. So there are gender-based violence campaign that we did in that quarter in all the districts. And in July 2024, we did one in Capricorn District in partnership with Tshwane University of Technology and also with SAPS. And we did a theater drama that sent a message of a prevention of gender-based violence to the students and also to the masses that attended the event. On the 30th of July 2024, we were at Vhembe District. We did a campaign to warn communities about the dangers of gender-based violence. It was in July at Mudabula Hall. And we went to Mopani. We did a gender-based violence campaign. We staged a drama and we used a group that is called Mulauzi Artist Management to educate the attendees about gender-based violence prevention techniques. On the 23rd of August 2024, we went to Mopani District again. We went to a church there and we partnered with Shukumba, a drama artist there, and 2 theatrical plays were actually staged to warn people about the dangers of gender-based violence. And on the 17th of August 2024, we were at Waterbeck in a church also. We did the same gender-based violence campaign. On the 30th of July, we're at Mwakora Matlodi. We partnered with South African Police Service, and we also presented about the gender-based violence campaign. And that's where we also, partnered with the number of social partners that we mentioned there, Department of Social Development, tertiary institutions, etc. And the committee asked about the cost implications. And the following paragraph, we indicated that we actually do not have a dedicated budget for gender-based violence and femicide. But what we are doing is that we are actually collaborating with other departments, but we are also collaborating within the department. We are merging blocks, and mostly we use about 40,000 for each gender-based violence and femicide campaign, for catering, for water provisioning, and for artist reimbursement. So we are also contributing towards creative economy by paying our artists who are actually doing drama to warn people about gender-based violence. And the budget allocation of the 6 gender-based violence campaigns that we did, when we multiply it, is close to 240,000, and the catering services, 120,000, and artists, 90,000, and PA system for all of those was 30,000. 3, the department should develop a transparent and thorough framework that clarifies the kind of support available to the creative sector. And we stated that in terms of supporting the creative sector, the department has developed the arts and cultural guidelines that we are using to support our artists and that we are using to pay our artists. And also, we had drafted the cultural and creative industry strategy. That is a draft currently, Honorable Chair, that we are anticipating that will actually approve it by the end of the financial year. We have also provided copies of the guideline and the strategy. On 4, in relation to sport and recreation, the committee took a resolution that the department should identify the specific sporting codes that the sport academies are currently busy with or are currently concentrating on. And we should also indicate the criteria and process for selecting those athletes and the sporting codes for inclusion in the academies, and also for inclusion of the athletes. And we provided a report that specific sporting codes that the sport academies are currently concentrating on. There are 9 in number: is hockey, boxing, rugby, paravolley, in that quarter. Not the whole year, but in that quarter: netball, table tennis, female football, special school football, and cricket. And the criteria that we are using to process for the selection of the athletes and the sporting code is that we then receive a request for support that is coming from a federation with a list of athletes that they would like us to support. And most of them are actually participating in the championships, and we'll then be selecting them so that they can then be prepared to partake in the national championships and also in the provincial championships. So we receive a list from provincial federations. So the report of the previous year in terms of the academy also focused on the winners from all those codes. So the resolution was also fully implemented. In relation to 5, the committee took a resolution that the department must elaborate on the support provided to both the athletes and academies. And the department must further explain the kind of training offered to 25 people who will deliver on the academy program and that of the trainers. So in terms of the athletes that we are supporting using our academy, athletes are supported through the programs that are listed below using our Academy of Sport. We are supporting them through medical screening. We are screening our athletes before they are going to partake in the championships. We are doing what we call scientific assessment, and we also intervene in terms of ensuring that there is rehabilitation of the athletes. There is also medical support. There is also strength and conditioning of the structure of the athletes. Secondly, we also provide life skills and educational training. That means we coach them and we also motivate them before they can actually participate in the championships. 3, we also provide apparel and sport-specific equipment to the athletes, and we also provide accommodation and meals and also transport, and we also do training camps as part of the preparation for our athletes to actually partake in the championships. So that resolution was also fully implemented. We should have shaded it green there. Number 6, the department should provide details, stats or statistics on the number of high schools and primary schools that are currently receiving support for sports program. That was the resolution. And we are reporting that in quarter 2, 1,069 schools were supported in quarter 2 and 3 of the 2024-2025 financial year. And out of that, 363 were high schools that were supported in terms of school programs. 695 were secondary schools that are in quintile 4 to 5, and 11 are combined schools. And 1,023 were rural schools, and only 46 were urban schools. And in terms of district breakdown, we are supporting schools in terms of all the districts. In Capricorn, we supported 243, in Mopani 226, in Skukune 127, in Vhembe 190, in Waterberg 283. And the impact that we did as a Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, in terms of girls football, we managed to send Daisy Mkari, Ambani Rapadana, and Manda Ramadwa. Those athletes were selected to actually participate in our national championships under 15, and they won gold during the COSAFA championships, which was staged in October in Namibia. So that was a success and an impact that was made in terms of the children that we took from the schools. Daisy Mkari also and Ambani Rapadana received full scholarship to study at Vhembe High School in Gauteng, which is a focus school in sport, and that was a good success in relation to what we did. The girls also further participated in the African Schools Football Championships Continental Finals in April in Ghana internationally, and netball, Kwezi Lubizi was selected also into the netball Team South Africa due to a sterling performance during the 2024 netball season. She also participated in the Region 4 games in Namibia in July. So our athletes that participated in school sport actually participated also at an international and national championships, and that resolution was fully implemented. The department should provide specific data on the number of people with disabilities that we have assisted in creative industry or in arts and culture. In Q2, only 18 artists with disabilities were assisted within the creative industry. So that resolution is not fully implemented, it's still in progress because we want to reach out to more artists. We also provided a list of the artists with disabilities. Resolution 8 that was taken by the committee, the department must assess the current status of sport facilities that are in rural and urban areas in the province, and this assessment should also include or identify what is needed and also identify inconsistencies and inform the development of a strategic plan for the improvement and equal distribution of sport infrastructure in all the districts. So the department here, in this case, the sports facilities are within the mandates of the municipalities. The Department of Sports, Arts and Culture is responsible for the promotion of sport programs. So sport facilities is solely the responsibility of municipalities, and they are funded through a fund that is called a Specialized Municipal Infrastructure Grant from the National Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. However, the department still initiate engagements with the National Department of Sports, Arts and Culture to embark on the assessment of the current status of the sporting facilities in the province and provide progress to the committee on a quarterly basis on how we are faring in terms of advocating for municipalities to receive this MIG grant to improve their sport facilities, which currently there are municipalities that are benefiting from this MIG grant. So that resolution is not fully implemented because we would want to still come to the committee and provide report in terms of the sport infrastructure that is being implemented by the local municipalities. The second part, that is in relation to the third quarter, I will be quick here, Honorable Chair. The first resolution in Q3, the department, the resolution that was taken was that the department needs to outline a clear strategy and detailing the specific areas that are targeting and popularizing national symbols to promote social cohesion, and the methods that we are using to educate the public about the campaigns that we are doing, and a detailed breakdown on how we are associating with the public to promote a social cohesion using the national symbols. And the department here has fully implemented the resolution, and we are responding by saying the department is promoting the national symbols without a budget allocation. The campaigns are implemented in partnership with schools, with communities during government events. And in Q3, the department spent only by purchasing small South African flags and the national identity booklets that are distributed during the presentations of the importance of the symbols. The methods applied in conducting the campaigns is through presentations of the national symbols in public events and also in schools. So in Q2, the following campaigns were implemented by the department in partnership with schools. During Heritage Day at Ramokgopa, the department popularized the importance of the South African flag. And on the 11th of September 2024, during the Heritage Day launch in Capricorn district at Bakonimalapa, an awareness campaign was also done. On the 16th of September, a campaign was done in Skumasdal Museum. On the 27th of August at Mutle Primary School in Capricorn, a campaign was done to promote the I Am the Flag campaign or the national symbols. And at Tononda Primary School in Vhembe in September, at the 10th, learners were taught the importance of the national symbols. At Masisi Community Hall, on the 20th of September, Vhembe District, the campaign was done also during the community dialogue. And in September 2024, at Rally Piso Community Hall in Toyando, communities were also taught about the importance of the flag. So that is green. The resolution was fully implemented. Secondly, the department should provide a comprehensive report on the specific areas and initiatives undertaken to promote multilingualism within the province. The multilingualism campaigns that were done by the department are critical for fostering of social cohesion, inclusivity, and promotion of non-racialism and non-tribalism. The campaigns are conducted during government events in various districts, and the following campaigns were done to promote various languages or the indigenous languages in the province. Indigenous language material exhibition was done during the Women Pioneer Writing celebration at Ngwenani Yatemedi in Vhembe District. Multilingualism campaign was also done during Women's Day celebration at Mazwimba in Tulamela local municipality. And multilingualism campaign was also done during the Public Service Month Matupele outreach at Rawele Sport Ground in Magalakwena local municipality. So that resolution was also fully implemented. That is why it's in green. The third resolution that was taken by the committee is that the department should actively seek and formalize collaborations with other relevant government departments to increase efforts to promote national pride and identity. The department is collaborating with the Department of Education in districts to promote national pride through national symbols campaigns. The collaboration is in relation to the signed Memorandum of Understanding that includes sport, arts, culture, heritage, languages, and library. The resolution is fully implemented, is in green. Resolution 4, the department should explore engaging educational materials and programs that are specifically focusing on national symbols and heritage. This could include the development of resources in various formats, for example, pamphlets. In this case, the department is using the printed material that we bought from the National from the National Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, excuse me there. We are using the national identity books and small South African flags to promote the national symbols. The inadequate financial resources hinder the department to purchase more materials, especially flags that are hosted in schools, and to reach out to more communities and schools. Currently, more campaigns are implemented during the promotion of the archive outreach programs in schools. Minimal budget is a challenge to reach to more schools and communities, and the inadequate budget hinders the department from purchasing flags that can be hosted in public schools, libraries, mishate, schools and tribal authorities, and other state entities. So that resolution is not fully implemented, it's still in yellow, that means it's in progress because of the budget constraints. Resolution 5, the department should develop and document a clear, transparent criteria and process for selecting the local leagues that are receiving support from the department. In this case, the department is supporting the local leagues from the local municipalities, and the department will continue to work with the federations and municipalities to popularize local leagues to municipalities and encourage the local clubs to affiliate with the federations within their municipalities in order to receive the support that is required. That resolution is also fully implemented. Honorable Chair, I pause. I'm not so sure whether I can go to the other quarter for resolutions. Thank you.
Honorable members, that's the resolution tracking, implementation tracking, as reported by the department. Do we want to engage the report now, or can we allow them to proceed? Honorable Marx, you're on the floor.
No, she can just quickly get in Afrikaans as well. They have time.
Yeah, all languages.
Honorable Honorable Chair, thank you.
You can proceed.
Honorable Chair, thank you. The Honorable MEC is whispering to me that we have advertised a post for an Afrikaans interpreter, translator, and so thank you very much. Honorable Chair, I will go and learn Afrikaans. I think it's part of our indigenous languages, and it's also in our Limpopo Provincial Language Act. Thank you very much. In terms, Baya Danki. Baya Danki, Honorable Chair. In relation to quarter 4, the resolution number 1 that was taken by the committee is that by quarter 2 of 2025-2026, the department should put measures in place to ensure that thorough verification checks and a whistleblower system are in place to prevent fronting in those in contracts that are purported to be owned by persons with disabilities, with quarterly reporting to the portfolio committee. In terms of the preferential procurement spend in quarter 4, by sex, stroke gender, key performance area transactions are accounted on an individual basis per award, and most of them are those transactions that are once off. And as such, the department relies on the recent CSD report and medical certificate provided by the bidder that confirms the disability status. We rely on CSD to actually confirm the disability status of the bidder or of the service provider. So when it comes to term contracts, the department meets the appointed service provider on a monthly basis as part of monitoring the delivery of services. It's very easy to do this because the service providers would have been appointed on a term contract. So we are able to track that we are meeting that target of disability. But the resolution is not fully implemented. It's in progress because we would want to do more in this case. That means it should remain standing. Resolution 2 that was taken, 100% of the approved EPWP posts staff to capacity by quarter 2 of 2025-2026, and 30% of workers placed into post placements by quarter 3, and we should conduct a biannual on-site oversight visits for the provincial theatre starting by August 2025. In relation to the first one, advertisements on the replacement of the lost EPWP jobs opportunities has been issued because we did not meet that target in the previous quarter, in quarter 2. The challenge was that there were continuing resignations of beneficiaries under the EPWP program. And the progress on the filling of replacement of the lost EPWP vacancies will be reported in the second quarter and third quarter respectively, because the advert was actually taken out on the 15th of August and the progress is actually ongoing, and we are positive that in the third quarter we'll be reporting a good progress. The resolution remains at yellow, not fully implemented, because we have not yet appointed all the EPWP workers. In terms of the monitoring of the provincial theatre, there are quarterly oversight meetings that are conducted by the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure, and also us and the project management team. And attached are the minutes of the latest oversight meetings. We have provided the minutes there. And the normal oversight meetings are conducted also by the principal agent and project managers and the relevant technical team members. Resolution 4, the department is required to have a risk mitigation plan in place by quarter 2, outlining how it will reduce the risk of delay and cost escalation associated with structural interventions and independent contract work in order to ensure that the project comes to an end on time, and that a budget is spent by June 2027. This is in relation to the provincial theatre, and we are indicating that we are fully implementing that because we have actually met the target in the previous financial year of reaching out to 40% of the theatre. So the project is on track as according to the submitted work schedule, and it is for the completion. It is for completion within 36 months time frame. The project is still in the original completion date. We have not changed. That means it will end in March 2027. No delays were reported to date, and the mitigation plan will be in place by quarter 2, and the report for the provincial theatre is also attached for further details. 5, the department must complete the building of Mampani and Chaulo and by no later than quarter 2 of 2025-2026, and must submit updated detailed project plans to the committee. And in relation to Mampani Library, it is planned for practical completion by the end of quarter 2. The library is at 96% when we're submitting the report against a targeted progress of 100%. percent. And currently where we are, Honorable Chair, we have not yet taken the practical completion of the library. We'll be taking the practical completion in the third quarter. Attached is a report from DPWIR to substantiate the progress in Mampane. Chaulo Library was terminated in September 2024. The new contractor was handed over the site in February 2025. The portfolio committee visited the site in July 2025, where the progress of that library is that where the new contractor started, he is at 22%, but the overall library is at 55%. The delays were in relation to the administrative compliance of the contractor. So the resolution is not fully implemented. Chair is still at yellow because those two libraries have not yet fully been implemented. But the contractor has submitted a catch-up plan to ensure that there is progress on site, Honorable Chair. 6, a framework for measuring the impact of to support local leagues and academies should be established by Q2 within the objective of being able to show evidence of a measurable improvement of an athlete performance or the increase in league participation by Q4 of 2025-2026. The department has developed a spreadsheet to monitor the impact of league support that is being implemented and also athlete support and the effect of academies in the communities for the talented athletes that we are identifying. The full report of the improvement of athletes' performance and increase in league participation will be provided to the committee at the end of Q4 as the system has just been started. So that resolution is not fully implemented. And the challenge, we mentioned that some leagues still have milestones of sustainability, digitization, and continuous participation. So by end of Q4, we'll be giving an impact of the tracking of those athletes. Resolution 7, the department must develop and publish a clear objective criteria for the selection of schools and clubs that benefit from donations of equipment and attire and ensuring provision for the equitable distribution of such resources across all districts by Q2 of 2025-2026. The department utilizes the 2025-2026 approved technical indicator description as a guideline of supporting the clubs that are participating in local leagues at a district level and also at a provincial level. The technical indicator description describes and gives a guideline on how we should actually select these schools and these clubs. In terms of the guidelines, the schools or clubs participate first in a local league, a district and provincial competitions, and it should be supported with equipment and attire. The clubs that are participating in local leagues and districts and provincial competitions are drawn from all the districts, and that is where we then support them because they will be participating in the district and provincial league and also national leagues. The challenge here is that some clubs are still struggling to administer their needs and their profiles, and they still struggle to demonstrate affiliations to federations to conform to reporting requirements. That resolution is not fully met. We are still in yellow. By Q2, Resolution 8, the department must provide separated district-based lists for supported athletes that are trained by academic personnel and local leagues demonstrating equitable geographical spread and support. Honorable Chair, here the Academy has developed a reporting and tracking spreadsheet that has to be improved and further that needs to address the need to demonstrate equitable geographical spread and support. Districts are utilizing the same tool to maintain the district base of those athletes, and the department will provide the committee with the improved tool at the end of the second quarter of 2025-2026 financial year. So the challenge here, we said that the Academy has not yet received their first tranche payment. That is why, pending the audit outcome, that is why they were unable to actually implement fully that resolution. Is still in yellow. Resolution 9, it was in relation to the department must provide a written confirmation from Sandral regarding the finalization of the guard house. There we indicated that the resolution is not relevant to the department. Resolution 10, the department should finalize the construction of Mampane and Chaulo by no later than Q2. Honorable Chair, I think I've spoken to this resolution, and we indicated that is still in yellow. We have not yet fully implemented, as the libraries are still under construction. Resolution 11, the department is expected to recommend and drive a policy transformation initiative through the relevant government structures, including the Provincial Treasury and Premier's Office by Q3 of 2025-2026. Under this policy, we should actually indicate the full responsibility and control of the entire cycle of the project, meaning the planning, the budgeting, and the procurement of the infrastructure project. In this case, Honorable Chair, we indicated that for us to drive this resolution, there are policies and framework that are actually regulating the departments that are taking over infrastructure work. So those frameworks have been provided by the National Treasury, and the policies are as follows. It's a framework for infrastructure procurement and delivery management, and another framework is infrastructure delivery management system. This policy framework, Honorable Chair, they give guidance on the capacity a department should have in delivering infrastructure projects on its own. On its own. The policies require that the implementing departments, amongst others, should have a suitably qualified professional to lead the implementation of the projects, should have engineers, should have professionals that should actually lead the implementation of the infrastructure. So currently the department has one official in the infrastructure unit at a level of a director with a deputy director post that will be filled by the end of the financial year. So in terms of jurisdiction, the department is actually regulated by those frameworks to suggest that the department should actually take over the infrastructure implementation of the projects. The last resolutions in the second part, the department should submit quarterly reports to the committee on progress towards achieving all targets. This resolution is fully implemented. The department has submitted all the quarter reports and the first quarter, the current first quarter report, and we have actually, in the last quarter, we have actually achieved the 85% on the annual report of the department. The department should submit quarterly reports to the committee on progress towards achieving all targets in the annual report. The department has submitted the first quarter performance of 2025-2026 to the committee, and in the last financial year, the department managed to meet 85% of the targets, which is above the norm. The department should submit to the committee by the end of the second quarter a plan detailing financial assistance, physical resources, and training programs, and other developmental interventions provided to at least 30 clubs and local clubs in rural areas. The department will be conducting capacity building workshops for 200 people during the cricket, basketball, and rugby code, and project plans have been approved. At that time, Honorable Chair, we didn't fully meet the target, but those workshops will be implemented in the second quarter. The department has also developed a distribution plan to ensure that the needs that are received from the clubs are actually distributed to the relevant clubs. 300 clubs participating in football, cricket, boxing, volleyball, softball, netball will be supported, and the distribution is ongoing. So that resolution is not fully met because the distribution of equipment to those codes is ongoing. The department must, within 60 days, develop a logistics and contingency plan to ensure safe, adequate accommodation to support Limpopo teams in sport that are attending national sport events. In this case, Honorable Chair, the department has developed the logistics and contingency plan to ensure the safety of Limpopo teams. These plans have guided the participation of the Limpopo team in the National Winter Games Championships in Durban, in KZN in 2025. There were no incidences that were reported, and the Honorable Chair and the Honorable MEC has also talked about the investigation report that has actually been finalized, that is being implemented by the department. So we didn't have any problems, so that resolution is fully implemented, Chair. 4, the department should report in all meetings with the committee on gender equity, youth empowerment, and inclusion of veterans, and support for people with disability, including data on participation rates, budget allocation, and specific initiatives in all programs. In this case, Honorable Chair, the department has a target in the APP that measures the procurement and beneficiation of designated groups. And in this case, women, the target is 50%, youth 30%, and disability 7%. They are monitored on a quarterly basis. However, the department will also disaggregate this data in terms of participation of designated groups in all the service delivery programs. Furthermore, military veterans were empowered during the celebration of the Freedom Day in Northern Waterberg during the artistic performance. So that resolution is fully implemented. Honorable Chair, we pause here. I think we have dealt with item 1 in relation to all the resolutions that have been taken by the committee. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. I think it is clear that most of the resolutions, if not all, were really responded to. I want us to have a different approach. We must concentrate only on areas where there are challenges so that we move faster. Because we know that we have less questions on about the work that you're doing. And obviously, we're implementing the challenges are in Chauru Library and Mopane Library, Mambane Library. Yeah, so we know that. So we are happy that the resolutions are implemented. I think we managed, honorable members managed to go through the resolutions. We did that in terms of tracking. So maybe we should not just sit. We know we are being followed by the public out there, but we should not delay where there's no need for us to delay. Let's move to the next item, unless members see it otherwise. I'm thinking that we should then get to the next item and just focus on areas where there are challenges, and then we don't delay. So you need to summarize. I heard the Honorable MEC very clear. I did not want to say the ball is in your court. So if you summarize, then we'll summarize everything. Outside we are ready, we know what we're going to do. They've done very well. You have done very well. Well, let's give them a round of applause. So that's why I'm saying now, let's just focus on other areas, because you have done very well. Even the AG said you have done very well. So we're also saying we have done very well. So we don't want to close the meeting, but we want you to really just I don't know whether you must be creative. Create a challenge somewhere and explain it to us. So that we can have questions. Okay, thank you very much, DG, head of department. We know you have the energy, and we have seen you on the ground, and you are very passionate with your job, and we appreciate that. I was the one who was going to complain if you did not get the job. I was asking her, did they appoint the head of department? She said, yes, she had so. And you were just appointed on the 1st of September. Honorable MEC always keep me up to date, but this one, she decided not to tip me. Thank you very much. So let's move on and check the other resolutions, and just, we know there's nothing. Yes. The AG's resolution. Is it scope?
Yeah, thanks very much, Chair. I've requested the HOD to summarize, because this is the annual report for 2024-2025. Already we have been briefed by the AG in terms of the outcome of the audit. However, that will be presented with the SCOPAC resolution, so that we summarize both the annual report and SCOPA resolution at once. HOD, just raise flex.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC, Honorable Chair. Like the Honorable MEC has requested, we'll then deal with SCOPA resolution simultaneously with the annual report, which is a PowerPoint presentation. So we have summarized all those SCOPA resolution in the annual report. Yes, you can just go to that. Thank you very much. Honorable Chair will indeed summarize. We can start with slide 13. Sorry if I disturbed you. All from slide 1 up to 13, those are legislative requirements. In relation to the financial year 2024-2025, Honorable Chair, we had annual targets, 38 annual targets. We implemented 33 of them. Only 5 of them were not achieved. Therefore, we're at 87%, and only 13 of them were actually, 13% was not achieved. And the next slide, the reasons why we did not achieve, there were only 5. From administration, we were unable to achieve the percentage of valid invoices that were paid within 30 days because we had challenges of payments that were actually closed, that their banks were actually closed, so they were rejected by the system. In relation to museums and heritage, we did not appoint all EPWP workers because the appointed people resigned before the end of the financial year. In terms of library services, the number of libraries that we did not actually complete, there are 2, is Chaulo and Mampani. We did not achieve that. And in terms of the procurement of library books, we did not achieve that because we did not receive 3 quotations in the bid processes that we actually conducted. And in sport and recreation, only 1 target was actually not achieved, which is the number of people that were actively participating in organized sport and recreation. We targeted 100,000, and we only achieved 93,000, Honorable Chair. I will actually skip all the slides where we are talking about targets that we have actually achieved. So I will skip all of those, and I will not actually talk to administration individually and also service delivery programs individually because I've summarized the service delivery programs. I will now move to the last slide before SCOPA resolution. Is in relation to slide number 51 in terms of transfer payments that were made to our statutory bodies. Honorable Chair, I'm emphasizing this one because you had a meeting with all our statutory bodies. So we have got those statutory bodies that we have mentioned. We start with the South African Library for the Blind, all of them up until Limpopo geographical names. Their budgets within the financial year, they are actually in that column, 3 from the extreme right. That is the budget, and they managed to spend all their monies. Where they did not spend it was in relation to the money that they are going to use for their audit outcomes. In sport and recreation, also we've got 2 statutory bodies, that is Limpopo Academy of Sport and Limpopo Sport Confederation. So all in all, in terms of slide number 52, those are the statutory bodies that we have in the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. They were also audited. We also entered into an MOU with them, so the AG did not find any finding in relation to that. Slide number 53, Honorable Chair, is in relation to the conditional grant of mass sport participation. Here we are just actually flagging the impact that this grant is actually making in the community. And when you look at the outputs, we have listed all the impact that the grant is making. For example, 508 learners were actually supported or received support from this grant. 380 clubs were provided with equipment. 512 people were trained, and 1,916 schools were actually participated in school sport programs, and 464 schools were provided with equipment and attire. So we'll not read all the outputs, but it shows the impact that this grant is making. In terms of the impact that community library services grant is making, we have listed all of those. They are in slide number 54. Honorable Chair, you can see that almost 106 libraries, all our libraries, I'm glad that you have visited them. They are with free internet, and they are with newspaper and magazines. And also 24 libraries are provided with security systems, and 106 libraries are provided with systems that we are using to keep track of our books. And 96 libraries have got printing solutions and computers, and 71 libraries were actually installed with new signboards. So that is the impact of the grant. I'll actually move, Honorable Chair, and move into governance and talk to the SCOPA resolution, which are on item in slide number 63. In relation to the SCOPA resolution, in summary, we've got from 2014 we had 57 SCOPA resolutions, and we managed to resolve 51, and we are remaining with 6, and I will actually go through that. When you look at the SCOPA resolution number 1, in terms of human resource management and compensation, we had a case of about 5 assistant directors that were appointed irregularly, and that matter is actually under investigation. It's actually being investigated also by SIU, so that resolution is actually not implemented or not resolved. The second one, we've got unauthorized expenditure. We had an unauthorized expenditure of 904,000. That was in relation to the Mandela Day celebration. It served in a number of times in the committee. That unauthorized expenditure is still not yet been recovered. It's also being investigated, but the team of the CFO and the CRO, they are dealing. They were dealing with the issue of recovery, and also with the issue of condonement by the by provincial treasury. Irregular expenditure also in relation to 1.5 million. There were payments that were made to our staff members in relation to performance management system or PMDS system, and these payments were actually irregular because the department misinterpreted the framework that was used. That matter is still not yet resolved. The department is investigating the calculations that were used, and we are very eager to close this matter, Honorable Chair. In actual fact, we were saying to ourselves that we were a little bit slow with this matter, and the CRO is assisting provincial, the HR in the department to clear that matter. So we are positive that by the end of the financial year, we would have resolved that matter. In terms of fruitless and wasteful expenditure of 1.2 million is in relation to a show of an artist that did not actually come to perform at Mapungube, and I think this matter is on legal, and the state attorney is actually delaying us to finalize this matter, so that resolution is actually not resolved. Second slide, in terms of the non-implementation of the previous year House resolutions, Honorable Chair, we have actually given the full report of SCOPA resolution, so that we can then give account of where we are, because we have been queried that we didn't actually present the progress to yourselves as a committee. We also did not present the progress to the legislature. So the Honorable MEC is also engaging with the leader of government business to ensure that the progress is actually being reported to the legislature. But today we are reporting to the portfolio committee, so that has been recorded. We also had a material underspending of the budget. That resolution at that time was not resolved, but currently we no longer have any material underspending of the budget under conditional grant of library services. So that resolution is actually resolved, but at that time we actually indicated that it's not resolved. The last one is a special resolution, a lifestyle audit that is being implemented by the department. In actual fact, we are one department that has moved to implement the lifestyle audit. Our CRO has done a lot of work in this area. It's just to finalize, and I think she will actually even talk more on it in terms of the implementation of that resolution. So, Honorable Chair, that's where we are in terms of the House of the SCOPA resolutions, that the progress has actually been made. 51 out of 57 of them, meaning 11% is actually just remaining. But all of those that are remaining, we can give full account of them. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much. So that then summarizes everything, including the annual report, because everything is on those resolutions. Yes, so you went to where the wound is, where we're scratching most. Thank you very
I'm
much.
saying through you, Chair, only way to summarize the annual report, emphasize what the Auditor General has said.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks.
very much. That's where it is. Thank you very much. I think we're done, honorable members, in terms of the department reporting to us. Now is time for you, honorable members, to then probe the reports, all of issues that she raised. There is still a first quarter report, yeah, which is not in the annual report. Yes, maybe we should also deal with that. mentioning the first quarter report, but I think it was in some other reports, yeah. The resolutions, yeah, okay. So if you can deal with that as well, the first quarter report, yeah, no, this is just the first quarter report. Let me go to it now. Yes, it's over to you. You can start. I'm
Yeah.
trying to open it myself.
Yeah,
but,
thanks.
I can't see. It's too far there.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, that's one.
We are an unfortunate generation
Yeah.
that is aging. Chair, I will request the HOD to flag on non-achievable targets and indicate mitigating factors. Because these other ones, I don't think you went through them, you have seen them. So that our watch or what is it that we are doing to deal with them. HOD?
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC, Honorable Chair. Thank you very much for that slide. It summarizes the targets that we did not achieve. In the first quarter, we had 38 targets out of a total of 45 targets, which are annual. We managed to implement 25 of those targets, and 13 of them were actually not achieved. We can go to the slide of reasons, which is slide number 8, Honorable Chair. In terms of administration, we did not achieve the percentage of, we did not pay our invoices within 30 days, and the reasons for deviation there is that we had a migration of a financial system that moved from version 5 to version 6, which is called BUS. So that delayed our payments, and that made us to actually have 2 runs in that month. I mean, 1 run in that month, and consequently, only 1,202 payments were made outside the 30-day period. But the provincial and national treasury managed to resolve the bus issue, so we no longer have problems in relation to this matter. In terms of cultural affairs, the number of provincial flagship projects financially supported, we were supposed to implement the Provincial Arts and Cultural Awards program that we have planned for quarter 1, but the National Department of Sport, Arts and Culture confirmed the funding late in May, so we have just received the funds. That means we'll implement that project in the 3rd quarter. The number of provincial community arts development programs is supported. We also received funds late from the National Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. We received their confirmation of a letter on the 21st of May 2025. So that program will actually be implemented from the 2nd quarter. In actual fact, the transfer has already been done to the community arts centers. The number of statutory bodies that were not supported, we didn't support Limpopo Geographical Names Committee. It was delayed because their audit was not finalized. However, we have already received their financial statements and their audit, so the Limpopo Geographical Names were supported in quarter 2. The number of arts in schools programs implemented, it's a new indicator altogether, so the framework that we are using was not yet approved at that time, but after approval, it was actually exchanged with the Department of Education, and currently that framework is being implemented, so that target will actually be met in the 2nd quarter. In terms of museums and services, slide number 7, the number of job opportunities created through arts and culture and heritage, we also had a problem on this one because 5 EPWP workers were not actually appointed, they resigned, and 15 EPWP workers from administration and 13 from libraries were actually not appointed, and we released mitigation factors that we released an advert in August. So we are anticipating that in the 3rd quarter we would have appointed the shortages of staff members in EPWP program in cultural affairs. Language services, we did not achieve the target of percentage of documents that we received for translation and editing. The problem here is that we received 9 documents with 270 pages, and the capacity is actually very minimal. We're not able to translate all the documents that we received. So the mitigating factor here is that documents that are received in May and June will be finalized in the 2nd quarter. In terms of library services, the number of people accessing libraries, we did not meet that target because we were still establishing a system that we are using to collect data from all the various districts. So currently, that system has been established. This implies that we'll meet the target in the next financial year. In terms of sport and recreation, only 4 targets were actually not met. Is in relation to academy, as I've indicated that we were unable to transfer funds to academy as they did not submit their required compliance documents. So that target will actually be met in the following quarters, as in the second quarter, we were still working with academy to ensure that they are fully compliant in terms of their audit. The number of schools that are supposed to be supported with equipment and attire, Honorable Chair, unfortunately in this quarter we received a directive from the National Department of Sports, Arts and Culture to hold or to stop or to put a moratorium on the school sport programs. And with that moratorium, we were unable to implement the school sport programs. But that moratorium has been uplifted, so in the second quarter, we'll be able to meet those programs. The indigenous games clubs were also not supported because of the SEM processes challenges that we're having. We're having capacity issues there. Now we have appointed a director. They've come up with a plan, so we'll be able to meet those targets. I think I've indicated the school sport issues that the moratorium actually made us not to meet those targets of number of schools of people trained to deliver school sport and number of school sport programs supported at the district and local level. Currently, the moratorium has been lifted, so winter games also took place, so we don't have any challenges. Going forward, we'll meet those targets. Honorable Chair, I think in terms of performance, we have summarized everything in terms of quarter one. We can just quickly move to infrastructure, and I will then hand over to the CFO to talk about the spending. So in terms of infrastructure projects, we can quickly move to slide number 26, where we are talking about the construction of the theater. We closed the quarter one at 42% of the construction of theater against a plan of 44%. And this, the challenges here was in relation to the hard rock that they're experiencing when they are actually digging and when they are excavating. That's where then that caused delays in moving to a 44% as targeted. But when you look at the picture of the theater in slide number 27, the progress is there, and in quarter two, we'll actually even report a much better progress. In terms of the libraries, Vleefontein and Botshabelo, Honorable Chair, you saw Vleefontein. No, this one you did not manage to visit, but Vleefontein and Botshabelo, they are 100% completed. Mampane is at 96%. Chaulo is at, with the new contractor, is at 22%, but overall is at 55%. Bungeni, the new library, is at 10%, and Mutse is at 9%. With Mampane, the delay was in relation to the ESCOM connections. We are done with those ones. We'll finish it by the end of the quarter. With Makuba Library, the construction has not commenced because of the relocation of the ESCOM power that is there. With Chaulo Library, you saw the challenges, Honorable Chair. However, the contractor is committed and has given us a recovery plan, has committed to finish the library in January in 2026. Bungeni, I think we are fine here, and Mutse West, there's a slow progress due to the unavailability of a plant in the area. So when we look at the pictures, we can see the progress of Bungeni Library and Mampane Library in slide number 26. And slide number 27, we can see Chaulo and also Mutse, a West Library that has just started. Let me hand over to the Chief Financial Officer to quickly walk us through the financial performance of the department. Through you, Honorable Chair and Honorable MEC.
Thank you, HOD. Afternoon once more, Chair, as well as the honorable members of the Portfolio Committee. We are on slide 31, Chairperson, so that we can be able to follow.
slides on
Oh,
our
okay.
laptops.
Thank you, Chair.
When Westcop is delaying, we're already there.
Yes, in terms of our main appropriation, which is our budget, we've got a total allocation of 877.4 million. As at the end of June 2025, we recorded an expenditure of 144.4 million, which translates to 16% of the, when you convert that expenditure. We also had commitments, Chair, of about 65 million, meaning these are purchase orders that have been issued. We are just awaiting delivery of services. So when we add that expenditure together with commitments, they give you a total value of 209.4 million. And that is 24% in terms of the overall budget. When we look at administration, Chair, we've got a total allocation of 210.6 million. We managed to spend 44.6 million, which gives us a percentage spent of 21%. Cultural affairs, we've got a total allocation of 292.6 million, Chair. The bulk of that expenditure talks to the allocation for the provincial theatre, which is about 216 million. We've experienced some challenges in terms of spending when it comes to the provincial theatre. We closed the year sitting at 40% in terms of construction progress. As at the end of the first quarter, we only registered 2% in terms of progress. So there are challenges that we are engaging with both the implementing agent as well as the contractor on site to see how do we assist in moving on the project. We are at this stage only sitting at 10% in terms of expenditure on cultural affairs. When we move to library and archive services, we've got a total allocation of 263 million. We managed to spend 61.7 million, which gives us a percentage of 20%. Sport and recreation, they've got just over 111 million, and we've managed to spend about 18 million, which gives us a percentage of about 16% as well. The HOD chair and members indicated earlier that there was a suspension in terms of the school sport activities by the Honorable Minister Mackenzie. Therefore, we could not spend when it comes to school sport. When you look at the overall contribution of school sport to that allocation of 111 million is about 40%. So if we're not spending there, we're going to face difficulties in terms of recording the appropriate expenditure. In terms of economic classification, Chairperson, under compensation of employees, we've managed to spend about 23%. This part, it is a concern currently for us as a department because we also have a recruitment plan that we are implementing in a staggered approach. There might be a difficulty under this allocation. As part of the adjustment budget, we are planning to engage with Provincial Treasury to see if can't we get an additional allocation under our COE as we are expecting that figure to go up once we implement fully our recruitment plan. Under goods and services, Chair, we are sitting with a budget of 326 million. We have spent 50.4 million, which gives us 16%. The reasons that we spoke about pertaining to school sport, they're also affecting the expenditure there. But also there are some projects such as Mapungubwe Festival, which is only expected to start spending in the third quarter. So that expenditure is obviously not included here. When it comes to transfers and subsidies, we are sitting at 20%. We've got quite a number of statutory and non-statutory bodies that were expected to transfer money as they are assisting the department in implementing our mandate. For us to transfer that money, we have strict compliance documents that we are expecting them to submit, including audited financial statements for the previous year, the business plan, and so forth. So there are some statutory bodies that were unable to provide some of the information timeously, and it prevented us from making a transfer. Hence, we are at 20%. Chair, when it comes to the payment of the capital assets, we are sitting at about 11%. From a budget of 262 million, we are sitting at 28.3 million. The majority of that expenditure, it comes from the conditional grant, which is the construction of libraries. When it comes to the provincial theatre, we've only spent about 16 million. We have, Chair, asked all chief directors per a program to come with catch-up plans so that we can improve our expenditure from the 16% that we registered in Q1, so that come end of Q2, we are very close to 50%, and we are hopeful that those interventions are going to assist dearly. We have also engaged with Public Works insofar as the theatre is concerned to also come up with catch-up plans to ensure that we are adequately spending in terms of that project. Therefore, in total, Chair, we've spent 144.4 million overall, and that is 16% of our allocation. Thank you, HOD.
Thank you very much, CFO. Honorable MEC.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. I think we are done with regard to Q1 and the spending pattern thereof. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, honorable members. There's only one item left, I think, is on litigations. And I want to check if there will be anyone who will excuse himself or herself when we deal with litigations. So that we proceed with the rest now. We ask questions, and and then we'll deal with the litigations later as the second part of yourselves interrogating the report. Can that be the approach? Honorable Marks, are you going to stay here until the end?
It was emailed and on WhatsApp.
Well, I have a file here with me. Here it is. But they only provide the chair with a big file on litigations. I don't.
So is this the litigation report then? Was it part of it?
I have it as a chairperson because it's very confidential. So that even if there's hardly anywhere where I can excuse myself. So I have the report in front. So I don't know.
It was sent to all emails. I can resend it again.
You have a right to receive the report. You're a member of the committee. So that's what I wanted to check. But it's a song. Is this?
Whilst he's looking at that, Chair, the MEC also at the start, I didn't want to interrupt the flow because we are doing well on time today.
Yes.
Indicated that the report from Bloemfontein was, the words you used was sent to you, but I'm not sure who's that you. Is it the chairperson or to the members, or where's that report? The chair.
The chair, the speaker, the premier, senior education, and regional minister.
Okay, so I accept it will come to the members at a later stage then. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's deal with the questions and then we'll deal with the litigations later. Honorable Malawan.
Chair, I don't want to ask the department question because the chair earlier with the Auditor General have conditioned us and orientated us to come and celebrate with you. So instead of a question, I will just want to confirm certain things, just to, so that I understand, or you can see on whether we understand what you say. I don't want to hear a question, I'm changing them. You have just said that you could not support the geographic name because of audit issues. And you have confirmed that the matter has been resolved. We no longer have problems. The issue of jobs. I have heard you saying about 5 people have resigned. I may have misunderstood you, but I thought they were there and they resigned, and you are taking responsibility for their resignation. Chair, I don't know if you hear me. If they wanted a particular number and they came, others resigned, is that non-achievement of target? Or is that in the process of their work, some other people decided to exit? Yeah. There is a mention of moratorium on the conditional grant. And the MEC and a team, they are saying now it's now resolved. It has been lifted and things will go to normal. Although they did not say what was the reason for that. Was that just for savings purpose from the level of the minister, which to us is delaying our progress in terms of service delivery? And I said I'm not asking question. The delay in paying for 30 days. You are saying there is is because of change of the system. And by so say, you are saying it is resolved. It's no longer an issue. Yeah. These include matter of people who were to be trained for assisting at the academies. You are saying, no, it's no longer a problem. That's the reason I'm no longer asking a question. The last one is just related to the target that are unrelated to what I have said. That you did not achieve. I don't know if you worry to repeat on the intervention you are making. Just to be safe that we should not have the same reason in the next quarter. The issue of libraries and the target. Chair, I don't know, is baseline of that big target. If you have baseline, you can share with us, because if you don't have, you may continue to have, to not achieve that. You may share with that whether it's ambitious or you had a baseline that will assist that you achieve that. We noted the expenditure and reconcile it with the problem you have. But can I ask a question related to one, just to be opportunistic, one library that we visited, which have 2 communities that are fighting each other. That was the beautiful one. Yeah, it's very, very beautiful. But there was a person who's supposed to assist us there who wanted to problematize everything. Chair, that is the last project the chair left for Mpumalanga. I just wanted to check with the team on whether the relationship are fine, because as a portfolio we found that no, it seems there is something wrong with the people who are supposed to be our eyes, because it's supposed to be in our side and say things are working this way. but he wanted to disrupt the smooth briefing, because on whether things are bad or not, we receive. We'll do our own assessment, our own. But the steering committee wanted to make interjection, but I'm not asking. I'm just checking on whether the relationship have went to normal there in das Mule Mule. But we want to congratulate you for the legacy of the libraries that you are building in that area. Is the PMDS issue really an interpretation? If it's an interpretation, the person who don't have information may think that is the first one. But if you have been implementing it, what's wrong? Because we have done it once or twice. So you may not have problem in the other years, because already you have experience in terms of implementation of the performance management and development system. If there is any reason that you are aware of or you have observed, you may have to share with us. We'll discuss next time about you invited us there, you were not there, MEC. You and the MEC of Social Development with the older persons. It's a good program, and we understand why it is in the social development. Because you seek to want to make sure that older people participate or encourage them so that they adopt active aging. But for sure you needed to be a think tank of the social development. Because there is participation, there is competition. Sometimes I think the lack of competition overlap the participation. I'm just saying, as we interact with them, they must continue making sure that people participate, because that competition may diminish the core aim that is there. Mainly because few people participate when you do competition. But competition, if it's not the major thing, you can still have many people, but the rest, the people who are competitive will still emerge. I may be wrong, but I think that is the observation that I've seen when I was there with one of your executive member while we were there. And I think I must stop here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Malevane. Any other questions or comment from honorable members? Honorable Max? And Honorable Negude,
Thank you, Chair. On the litigation report, I would propose that we follow Rule 34. Although the meeting should always be open to the public, there's exception when we deal with confidential matters, especially when we deal with litigation matters, because we don't want to tell them our litigation strategy. So I would propose that we keep that to a closed session and discuss it then. Thank you.
That is item 9.5. Yeah, that is confidential. So I thought it will end here in my file, but anyway, we have to discuss it. Okay, I will deal that. Any other issue?
Yeah, thank you very much, Chairperson.
Yes.
Mine is not a question, but an input. Let me start by putting my hands together as a way of saluting our Honorable MEC for his participation in revitalization of the cross-country marathon between our people this side and the people of Zimbabwe. That's a way of promoting social cohesion. We last had that type of event long ago, years before COVID. So your presence there means a lot, Honorable MEC. And I must indicate to your good self that people are very happy. People are very happy, and we are proud of you. We'll always support you, in other events that are coming. One other issue. After having received a presentation or a report from the Office of the Auditor General, as a portfolio committee, we are happy that the department, the opinion that we received is a clean audit once more. And one will give the following input or comment that, of course, I'm optimistic that so far you have already developed a plan of action in making sure that we sustain, the clean audit opinion. That's all I can say. Otherwise, we are happy, Honorable MEC, through you, Chairperson. The collective effort that we find ourselves in as a team makes us happy. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nenguda. Thank you very much, honorable members. Unless you have something, yes, you can make a comment.
Able to pay, our SMMEs are people who do not have anything. They are not, some of them are not even full-time in the business. But when we are able to pay them within the stipulated time, that is really commended. And also another thing is for this department, it's on the issue of empowering women, young people, and persons with disabilities. I think some other departments could learn one or two things from you to say, but then how do you do this? How are you able to do it when we are not able to do that? That is really commended. You are doing well, and we don't have to bash you when we are doing so well. And another thing that will come just as a comment also, Honorable MEC, Kitabaya, the stadiums that are built by our municipalities, can you please find a way of working together with them to build stadiums that are up to standard? Because they are using MIG to build these stadiums. And most of them are white elephants now. No one is using them. I've been there, I know. No one is using those stadiums. Public funds have been used, and because they are not up to standard. But also to find a way of saying to the community, we've built this infrastructure for you here. Can you please use the infrastructures that are there after government has built them? Just to find a way. I will be happy to say, no, we've been able to meet with the municipalities, SALGA, or whoever is responsible, to find a way of working together with them. But all in all is just to say, keep on doing the right thing. Now when I saw on the AG's report, they're saying for the financial year 2020, 24, 25, there was no irregular expenditure. I was the most happiest, but I think it's 2 financial years where there was no irregular expenditure. It means somewhere, CFO Leavereka, you are doing something right, and that is just my comment, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You represented us very well on that aspect. I think we're done, honorable members. We said we're not going to waste a lot of time. We're left with only 20 minutes. The litigations were not in court here, and therefore I don't think there's much that we can do. But then I think we will definitely do them in committee so that we were done with that. I do have the file in terms of the report, details, and I think members managed to also go through it. And if there is anything to raise there, we know we have lawyers in our midst, so we can raise them. But I think, I think that is work in progress. So I hand over to you to respond to the questions and also to comment on the comments.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. Let me comment on the the political questions, particularly with regard to number one, the municipal facilities. We had the MINMEC last week. We couldn't attend the old age, the Golden Boys and Girls Games because of MINMEC. We raised this thing very sharply. In fact, our IGR in terms of planning as a province is not up to scratch. We find ourselves in a situation where a municipality apply for grants nationally and we don't have that information. There is no synergy. But we raise it at MINMEC that it is important that before, if possible, we must give them a covering letter. We must engage the municipality. They must identify a place where there is a sports activism. You don't just go and build a stadium. So those things, I think we have seen it, we've noted, we are also dealing with it at that level. Yamula Mula, doctor, we have been raising it. Challenge Mr. Makamu, Honorable Makamu, we know about it. But finally, when we gave you a report before you visited that area, we said, we requested Robert Dumalele Rekenye furniture there and the books, even though we have not yet opened it formally because of those dynamics. And we think they will deal with those dynamics. But at least, Kenya, whatever that we wanted to put there. Issue management of those political problems, Wumakamu will premier, I think they will attend to it. The other one here, the funding, the federation. We don't dispatch money to federations if Basarifa audited financial statements. We don't do that. That's why the real problem, I respond because we want their audited financial statement, check if our they must take an action. So once you also create the audited financial statement, we don't dispatch money. We better withhold it, achieve that target because of this. So that they must know what they need to comply before they qualify to receive money. The last one, here the moratorium. He has the prerogative as the minister, maybe taking into consideration a number of factors. We don't know what cost him to do that. Maybe we are sad to develop. But finally, Ubono, this thing is dragging us behind. He has released it. I get into power, yeah, and Ranchia moratorium, we can't act against. If there's a circular signed by the minister, you can't in terms of protocol. So what we are saying, or at least he has uplifted it, we have started to plan. All those challenges, Kota 1, we are going to close them, Kota 2, and we show what the spendile as expected. HOD, in summary.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. I think we appreciate the comments that have been made, and most of them were comments. I just picked up only about 2 questions, and I think the other one was in relation to the resignation of the EPWP workers, 5 of them. I think that is in slide 7. Yeah, there were 5 that actually resigned from our museums. So that's why we did not actually meet that target, because we are employing, yes, young people using the EPWP program. We put them in museums. Some we put them in libraries. Some we put them in our archives. So those were actually they resigned, those 5. But when you look at the report, also when you realize that we actually then put a corrective measure that through the advert that we have released, now we are then going to employ to ensure that our museums have got EPWP workers. Yeah, but in other areas, I think those were comments, and I think, Sifo, I'm not so sure whether is there any matter that you would like to speak to, and colleagues. Yeah, I think most were comments.
Indeed. Thank you, Chairperson. The issue of the payments that were made outside the 30 days period, Chair, we can confirm that it was just a system issue, migration from one version to the other, which we had to consult even National Treasury to assist on the matter. Indeed, it has been resolved. We are not expecting the matter to recur. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Yeah, thanks very much, and thanks for the acknowledgement. Chairperson.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. I think now we're done with all the items except 9.5, which is update on litigations cases. Now I want to check once more if there are other members in this meeting who would like to accuse themselves because they are conflicted. If there is none, then we can deal with it, but confidentially so, and not out there in the public, because it deals with cases which are still in court. So they are sub judice in a way, so we can't give out the information out because these are issues in front of court. If it suffices, I would just simply say now that we take the report as given and we take note of it, and then we close it there.